never seen a map of a person's mind.
You won't forget me, Peter, will you? Before spring cleaning time comes?
Doctors have tried to draw a map of a child's mind. It is not only confused, but keeps going around all the time.
There are zigzag lines on it, like roads on an island. Neverland's always more or less of an island with astonishing splashes of color here and there, and coral reefs, and lonely layers, and gnomes, who are mostly tailors, and caves through which a river runs, and princes with 6 elder brothers, and a hut fast going to decay, and one very small old lady with a hooked nose.
If that were all, that would be an easy map. But there's also the first day at school. Religions, fathers, round pine needlework.
Fresh morning dew.
Dogs, the beach. Murders, hangings. Demonstrative adjectives, chocolate pudding day, getting into braces. Cash for pulling out a tooth.
Tree houses. Hopscotch.
Food. Summer. Neverland's very a good deal. Wendy's in the house of Rick definitely so together.
Who's Captain Hook? Don't you remember how you killed him and saved my life? Oh, I forget them after I killed them. Tinkerbell remembers.
Who is Tinkerbell?
Peter, she drank poison for you. Oh, there's such a lot of them. I expect her to be dead by now. Well, remember me, though. Won't you? Peter, George, the other night I saw a boy at the window.
3 floors up.
Well, he escaped, but his shadow hadn't time to get out.
I don't think it's anyone we knew, but he does look to be a scoundrel.
Dear night lights that protect my sleeping child, burn clear and steadfast tonight.
You too, have been there.
You still hear the sound of the surf, although you shall land.
Of all delectable islands, the Neverland is the most snuggest and compact.
Not large and sprawling, with tedious distances between one adventure and the other, but nicely crammed.
We played it by day with the chairs and tablecloth. It is not in the least alarming.
But in the 2 minutes before you go to sleep, it becomes very real. So there are night lights. All children except one grow up.
All children except one grow up. They soon know that they will grow up.
And the way Wendy knew was this. One day, when she was just 2 years old, she was playing in a garden, and she plucked another flower and brought it to her mother. Well, she must have looked rather delightful, for Mrs. Darling put her hand to her heart and said, "Oh, why can't you stay like this forever?" That was all that passed between them on the subject, but henceforth Wendy knew that she must grow up. You always know when you are 2. 2 is the beginning of the end. Well, before Wendy came, Mrs. Darling was the chief one. She was a lovely lady with a romantic mind.
Such a sweet, mocking mouth.
Her mind was like the tiny boxes, one within the other, that come from the puzzling East. However many you discover, there is always one more.
And her sweet, mocking mouth had on it a kiss that Wendy could never get, though there it sat perfectly conspicuous in the right-hand corner.
How did Mr. Darling win her?
The many gentlemen that were boys while she was a girl discovered simultaneously that they all loved her. So they ran to her house to propose, except Mr. Darling, who caught a cab and nipped in first. So he got her.
He got all of her except for the innermost box and kiss. Well, he never knew about the box, and in time he gave up trying for the kiss. Oh, Wendy thought that Napoleon could have got it, but I could just imagine him trying and going out with a passion, slamming the door.
Mr. Darling used to boast to Wendy that her mother not only loved him, but respected him. He was one of those deep ones that knows about stocks and shares. Of course, no one really knows, but he quite seemed to. He always used to say the stocks were up and the shares were down.
In a way that would have made any woman respect him. Oh, Mrs. Darling was married in white, and at first she kept the books perfectly, almost gleefully like a game. Not so much as a Brussels sprout was missing.
And by the by, whole cauliflowers dropped out, and instead of them were pictures of babies without faces. They were Mrs. Darling's guesses.
Wendy came first.
For the first week or two after Wendy came, it was doubtful whether or not they'd be able to keep her, as she was another mouth to feed. But Mr. Darling was frightfully proud and very honorable. He sat on the edge of Mrs. Darling's bed, holding her hand and calculating expenses.
She looked at him imploringly. Oh, she wanted to risk it come what might.
Oh, but that was not his way. His way was with a pencil and a piece of paper. 1.17 here and 2 and 6 at the office. I can cut off my coffee at the office, say, 10 shillings. With my 2, 9 and 6 and your 18 and 3 makes 3, 9 and 7. With 5 not in my checkbook makes 8, 9 and 7. What is that moving? Oh, and 8, 9 and 7 with that. Don't speak, my own. 8, 9 and 7. With that pound you let the gentleman that came to the door makes 8, 9 and 7. Daughter and Carrie. Quiet, child! Daughter, Carrie, child! There, you've done it. Did I say 9, 9 and 7? Of course I said 9, 9 and 7. The question is, can we try it a year on 9, 9, 7?
He really was the grander character of the two.
Don't forget mumps and whooping cough. Say 15 shillings at least.
And so it went, and it added up differently each time until Wendy just made it through. With mumps reduced to 12/6 and 2 types of measles treated as one.
Stars are beautiful. They may not take an active part in anything. They must just look on forever. It's a punishment for something they did so long ago that no star now knows who it was. The little ones have come back down. See, blinking of the starlight. But the little ones still wonder. They were not really friendly to Peter. But a mischievous way of stealing up behind him and trying to blow him out. They were so fond of fun that they were on his side tonight, and anxious to get the grown-ups out of the way. So as soon as the door of 27 closed with Mr. and Mrs. Darling, there was commotion in the firmament. The smallest of the stars in the Mountain Way cried out, "Now, Peter!"
Peter, now! If you were to ask your mother whether she knew Peter Pan when she was a little girl, she would say, "Why, of course I did, child." And if you were to ask her whether he rode on a goat in those days, she would say, "What a foolish question to ask. Certainly he did." Then, if you were to ask your grandmother whether she knew Peter Pan when she was a little girl, she would say, "Why, of course I did, child." But if you were to ask her whether he rode on a goat in those days, she would say she never heard of his having a goat. Perhaps she has forgotten, just as she sometimes forgets your name and calls you Mildred, which is your mother's name. Still, she could hardly forget such an important thing as the goat. Therefore, there was no goat when your grandmother was a little girl. This shows that in telling the story of Peter Pan, to begin with the goat, as most people do, is as silly as to put on your jacket before your vest. Of course, it also shows that Peter is ever so old, but he really is always the same age, so it doesn't matter in the least. His age is 1 week, and though he was born so long ago, he has never had a birthday, nor is there the slightest chance of his ever having one. The reason is, he escaped from being a human being when he was just 7 days old.
Now, Peter!
Tinkerbell! Where are you? Do you know where they put my shadow? I'll stick it on with soap. Boy, why are you crying?
What's your name?
Wendy, Moira, Angela, Tarlet. What's your name?
Oh, Peter Pan.
Where do you live?
Setting star to the right and straight on to the morning.
What a funny address. Is that what they put on your letters?
Oh, don't get to me letters.
But your mother gets letters.
Don't tell mother.
Peter, no wonder you were crying.
Oh, I wasn't crying about mothers. I was crying and I couldn't get my shadow to stick on. See?
This small?
Yeah.
You can't stick it on with soap. How exactly like a boy. It must be sewn on.
What's wrong?
You're dreadfully ignorant.
No, I'm not.
I shall sew it on for you, my little man.
Oh.
Dare say this might hurt a little.
Oh, I shan't cry. I have never cried in my life.
I haven't touched you. Maybe I should have ironed it.
Oh, hey. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Oh, you're stopping. How clever I am. The cleverness of me.
There never was a cockier boy. Of course, I did nothing.
You did a little.
Well, if I'm of no use, I can at least withdraw.
No, Wendy! I can't help when I'm pleasing myself. Wendy!
What? A girl is more use than 20 boys. You really think so?
Yeah, I do.
I think it's perfectly sweet of you.
Now get up if you like.
And I will give you a kiss.
All right.
Surely you know what a kiss is.
I shall know when you give it to me.
Oh.
Now I shall give you a kiss.
If you please. Mwah. A word on a chain around my neck. Peter, how old are you?
I don't know when. Month ago, ran away the day I was born. It was because I heard father and mother talking what I was to be when I became a man. I don't want ever to become a man. I always want to be a little boy and have fun. I lived a long, long day amongst the fairies.
You really know fairies?
You see, Wendy, when the first baby laughed for the very first time, his laugh broke into a million bajillion pieces. He always giving about. That's the beginning of fairies. So there ought to be one for every boy and girl.
Ought to be. Isn't there?
Oh no, Wendy. You see, children know such a lot now. They soon don't believe in fairies. And every time a child says, "I don't believe in fairies," somewhere. The fairy drops down. I can't think of where she's gone to. All right, Tank.
Peter, you don't need to tell me
you to be her fairy.
Oh, no.
Oh,
What did she say, Peter?
yeah, no, she's not nice. She says you're dumb and that she's my fairy. Hey, you know, Ting, you know you can't be my fairy because I'm a gentleman and you are a lady.
You silly ass.
You know she's right, the common fairy. You know she's called Ting because she meddles the kettles and pots.
Tell me about your home.
I live with the Lost Boys Security. They are the children that fall out of their perambulators when the nurse is looking the other way. And if they are claimed within 7 days, they are sent far, far away to the Neverland to defray expenses. I'm captain.
What fun it must be.
Yes, but we're rather lonely. You see, we got no female companionship.
Are none of the others girls?
Oh no! You see, girls are much too clever to fall out of their prams.
I think it's perfectly lovely the way you talk about girls. And I know you meant to be kind, so you may give me a kiss. Oh, no. I don't mean a kiss. I mean a hair ribbon.
What's that?
It's like this.
It's funny. Oh, now I should give you a hair ribbon. Okay. Oh my, what is it, Wendy? Exactly as if someone was pulling my hair. That must have been Tig. I've never seen her be so naughty before. She says she will do this to you every time you give me a hair ribbon.
But why?
Why, Tig?
You silly ass.
You know why I come here, Wendy?
Me?
To listen to the stories. You see, I don't know any stories, and none of the Lost Boys know any stories.
How perfectly awful.
You know why swallows build in the eaves of houses? Is to listen to their stories. Wendy, your mother was telling you such a lovely story.
Which story was it?
The one about the prince who couldn't find the lady with his last slipper.
Oh, Peter, that was Cinderella. He found her, and they lived happily ever after. Where are you going?
To tell the other boys!
Stop going! Those trucks lots of stories.
Hello? Someone there? Who's there? Hello? Anybody?
Gotcha! You can't escape.
Are you a pirate?
I'm not a pirate. I am the flower. I am the tiger lily. You're not a pirate now, are you?
I'm lost. I'm a lost boy.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
I'm terrified of pirates when Peter is gone.
Well, you're safe now.
I dreamt last night that the prince found Cinderella. I am dying to find out the end of the story.
Who's Cinderella?
The story. Something about shoes, the deep black lake, and mice with no eyes. We don't have mothers, but Peter Pan comes back to tell us more of the story.
Oh, I know Peter Pan. Are you one of the ones that fell from your crib? You're safe now.
Peter's gone away, and I'm frightfully anxious. The only thing I remember about my mother is that she often said to Father, "Oh, how I wish I had a checkbook of my own." I don't know what a checkbook is, but I should just love to give my mother one. Hello? Tiger Lily? Are you there? Is someone... Hello?
Where are you going?
I told you to tell the other boys.
Peter, I know such lots of stories. Oh, the stories that I could tell too. Boys, let me go.
Why, do come with me to tell the other
I
boys.
can't. Think of mommy. Besides, I can't fly.
I'll teach you.
Oh, okay, fine.
I'll teach you to jump on the wind's back and away we'll go.
Of course, it's all awfully fascinating.
You ready?
Yeah. Ta-da! How sweet!
Yes, I'm sweet.
How do you do it?
First you think lovely, wonderful thoughts, and they lift you up in the air.
Could you do it slowly once?
Yeah. Okay.
Alright,
Yeah, I can.
Fairy dust. Yeah. And then you need to think of have you thought? Can you think of one? Do it.
My mom.
Don't be silly, you gotta do better than that.
dollhouses!
I mean, okay.
Brownies!
Yeah.
New flowers!
Alright, yeah, move your shoulders like this. Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Christmas!
Hey! Cool. Okay, cool.
Do we dare go home?
Let's do 1,000,000,000 miles.
Of course, it was to this that Peter had been luring her.
Mermaids, Wendy!
Oh my God.
Wendy, trust me, you can. I'll protect you from
I'm
pirates.
scared, please, Peter.
Just as Mr. and Mrs. Darling arrived home, they looked up at the nursery window, and yes, it was still shut, but the room was ablaze with light, and the most heart-gripping sight of all was a shadow on the curtain of 2 figures, one in night attire, circling round and round, but not on the floor, in the air.
Come, Wendy.
They rushed to the nursery. Too late.
The birds were flown.
So we're right in the center of the lagoon. She'll be out of your hair now, Captain.
Shall I after him, Captain? Tickle him with Johnny Corkscrew?
And wake the whole island.
Johnny's a silent fella. Let's get him.
I want not he, but his captain, Peter Pan. 'Twas he who cut my arm off. I waited long to shake his hand with this. Oh, I'll tear him!
And yet, I have often heard you say that that hook was worth a score of hands for combing the air and other only uses.
If I had been a mother, I would rather have my child born with this instead of this.
Unrip your plan, Captain. I know you have one.
Yes, I do have a plan.
Someone rip it!
We wait! We wait for that plan. Where were you?
Oh, just talking to mermaids down there. See, their scales always been stuck to you.
How long ago did we leave the window?
Are you hungry, Wendy?
I'm sleepy. Look at the ocean down there. Oh,
I could get food from the mouse and birds for you.
that's a very odd way of getting your bread and butter. I don't know that there are other ways.
Don't be silly.
I'm so tired. Peter, are we?
Oh, there she goes again. We're almost there, you.
Stay with me, Peter. I don't like it when you fly ahead. When the curtain goes up, all is so dark you scarcely know it has gone up. This is because if you were to see the island bang, as Peter would say, the wonders of it might hurt your eyes. But if you all came with spectacles, perhaps you could see it bang. But to make a rule of that would kind of be a thing.
Get off there, the island is looking for us.
Where?
Where all the millions of golden arrows are pointing. Those are fairies.
How lovely. There's the lagoon. Everybody, close your eyes. The first thing seen is merely some whitish dots trudging along, and you can tell by their twinkling that they're fairies of the commoner sort, going home from some party and having a cheery tent by the way. And then Peter's star wakes up, and in the blink of it, which is much stronger than our stars, you can make out masses of trees. And you think you see wild beasts stealing a drink, but what you really see are the shadows of them. They're out pictorially to greet Peter the way they think he wants them to greet him. And mermaids basking in the lagoon, and pirates landing invisibly. In the daytime, you think Neverland is make-believe. And so it is delightful. But now that Peter is here, this is the Neverland come true. An open air scene, a forest, a lagoon. One adventure, another, summertime, another! The perfect acorn! Oh, coconuts from the tree! Shiny kettles! Oh, fresh flowers! Daffodils! Wendy huddled close to Peter now. His careless manner had gone at last. His eyes were sparkling, and a shiver went through them every time she touched his body. They were now over the fearsome island, flying so low that sometimes a tree raised their feet. Nothing horrid was visible in the air, but their progress had become slow and labored, almost exactly as if they were pushing their way through hostile forces. Sometimes they hung in the air until Peter had beaten on it with his fists.
Would you like your adventure now, or would you like your tea first?
Tea first.
To the lagoon.
Hello, lost boys. But you found me anyway.
Tell them, Wendy.
He found her.
Yes!
The prince found Cinderella and they lived happily ever after. As it should. You should have known it would have ended that way.
I should. Yes, I should. Thank you, Wendy.
You see, she is a lady. This is the kiss she gave me.
I remember kisses. Let me see it. Alright, that's a kiss, alright? Build a house for her.
Build a house for her.
Build a house for her.
In an instant, 100 fairy sawyers were amongst the branches. Architects were running around. A bricklayer's yard sprang up. 75 masons rushed in with the foundation stone, and the queen laid it. Overseers were appointed to keep the boys off. Scaffoldings were hung up. The whole place rang with hammers and chisels and turning lathes. But by this time, the roof was put on, and the glaziers were putting in the windows. The house was perfectly lovely. The fairies, as is their custom, clapped their hands together with their flowers. They were all so madly in love with the little house that they could not bear to think that they had finished it. So they added on ever so many little extra touches. And even then, they added more little extra touches. How lovely the little house.
Still sleepy, Wendy.
I couldn't sleep if I wanted to. Show me the mermaids.
To the lagoon then.
If you shut your eyes, you are a lucky one. You may see a time the ship was full of always well colors suspended into the dark branches. Then, if you squeeze your eyes tighter, you will begin to take shape. And the colors become so vivid that when it's squeezed, they must go on fire. But just before they go on fire. This is the nearest should have ever sent to me. Just one heavenly moment. There could be two moments, right? And you remain singing.
Let's spend the whole day here, Peter.
We can if you like to, Wendy.
Oh, I might sit here for hours. I can sort it on the bonnets and the sauce for the lost boys.
Oh, you can if you like to, Wendy. We're not to get
Mr. Adventure sooner or later. You can nap in the meanwhile.
Now that I'm your mother, I better be strict about this.
The most haunting time of which the mermaids is at the turn when they utter strange wailing cries.
What was that?
Or something?
I said, did you hear something? Oh, should I wake Peter?
I don't see why you would.
It wouldn't be very motherly to wake him.
Welcome to Neverland!
Tink could have said something, but Wendy really pissed her off. Shivers rolled slowly over the lagoon.
I do wish I could understand what you were saying. The sun's gone out.
Wendy could no longer see to thread her needle, and when she looked up, the lagoon that had hitherto seemed such a laughing place was now formidable and unfriendly.
It isn't that night has come, but something as dark as night.
You didn't wake me! Luckily, I smell danger even in my sleep. Pirates.
Oh, hide me!
Pivot. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
The night is still tonight. This is the hour where children in their homes are abed, their lips light browned with the good night chocolate, and their tongues drowsily searching for crumbs housed insecurely on their shining cheeks.
Peter, I've never seen such a beautiful flower.
That's the tiger lily. How would you like this?
Or this.
No, think. This, like we practiced. This.
I'll make a bouquet of you, Canker Blossom.
It's Lilium lancifolium.
On your lover, some vain resistance. Not a canker blossom, not on a deathbed.
If I am to die, no false names. I am the tiger lilies, the perennial flowers. If I am to die, I am to die, I am to die. Do it. I'm not afraid.
Look, you lovebird, you take the fun out of it.
I'm sure you'll find some way to enjoy yourself.
A happy pop, fresh lily.
Goodbye, Neverland. If I am to die, goodbye.
Your doom awaits.
Ahoy there, you lovers!
It's coming! Johnny Corkscrew is poison, ready, Captain!
Set her free!
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 Yes! Cut her bonds and let her go!
Oh.
But Captain!
At once to your ear, I'll plunge my hook in ya!
Bold move, Captain! I... It's all well, Captain!
She sighs.
She sighs again.
Yeesh, maybe hit the third time she says.
The game is up. Those boys have found themselves a mother.
Yes!
I overheard a mermaid talking about it.
Oh, evil
Where's our poor girl?
He doesn't know.
What was that?
I am nothing, Captain! What's a mother?
See that bird in that nest over there? Aye, what a lesson. The nest must have been blown into the water, but would a mother desert her eggs? No.
If they did find a mother, perhaps she's hanging around to help Peter.
Aye, and that is the fear that haunts me.
Capitan, could we not kidnap this boy's mother and make her our mother?
I don't think you're around being brave. What a princely scheme I've made! We'll kidnap the children. The boys we will make walk the plank, and their mother shall be our mother! What was that?
I saw nothing, Captain.
Do you agree to capture her, my bully?
Oh, here's me hand on it.
And here's my hook. Where?
I swear!
Good. Kiss it. Where is that flower? Have the mermaids yet made a salad out of her? It's all right, Captain. We let her go. Let her go. Yeah. Do me a favor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Close enough.
Rhyme?
Spirits that haunt this dark lagoon, dost hear me? Who are you, stranger? Speak!
I am James Hook, captain of the Jolly Roger.
You are not
Brimstone and gall. Say that again and I'll toss anchor on you.
Well, if you are James Hook, then tell me, who am I?
A codfish. Only a codfish.
A codfish!
Have I been kept all this time by a codfish? 'Tis lowering to me pride.
Don't you desert me, boy!
Ow! Well, have you not another voice?
I have.
Yeah!
And another name.
Aye.
Mineral?
No.
Vegetable?
No.
Animal?
Yes.
Man.
No.
Oh, you asked him some questions.
Oh, I can't think of a thing. Are you a boy?
Yes.
Ordinary boy?
No.
Extraordinary boy?
Yes. Can't guess. Do you give up?
Yes!
Well, then I am Peter!
We have him now, Speed. Drive him into the water. Take him dead or alive.
Are you ready, boys? Let's go.
Ooh! No one ever gets over their first appearance. No one except Peter Pan. He often meets it, but he always forgets. I suppose that's the real difference between him and all the rest. So when he meets unfairness here, it's like the first time again. Twice the iron hand clawed him in his shop. I'll save you, Peter!
Oh, you lily!
The reason he will relive and live these first unfairnesses forevermore is because he is betwixt and between, stuck somewhere between bird and human.
Wait a minute. Now listen up and wait. Before moving ahead, we take a moment to examine. You know, somehow in the moment that you are conceived, birds are involved. The wide-eyed shock and joy in your mother's eyes the moment you were first thought of is the result of an internal negotiation with a bird. And if you think hard enough, you can remember the spot on your back where your wings used to be. The way a soldier, or I guess a starfish, remembers an old limb. Of course, we grow out of this, but Peter never did. He really is always the same age, and his age doesn't matter in the least.
The reason is that he escaped from being a human when he was 7 days old. He escaped through the window and flew to the Netherlands. If you think he was the only child that ever wanted to escape, it shows how completely you have forgotten your own young days. Think back hard, pressing your hands to your temples, and when doing this, pressing even harder, you will distinctly remember a youthful desire to return to the treetops,
and with that memory comes other ones.
As if you had laid in bed, planning to escape just as your mother was sleeping. Now she once caught you halfway up the chimney.
All children have such recollections that they would just press their hands hard to their
Temples, having been birds before they were human, they were naturally a little wild the first few weeks in their itchy on the shoulders where the wings used to be.
Perhaps we could all fly if we were as dead confident sure of our capacity to do so, as was bold Peter Pan that evening.
No.
The reason that there are bars on nursing windows is called fender by the fire. It's just so very little people, sometimes it's shy, that they no longer have wings and try flying up to the place and out the windows.
When the first baby laughed for the first time, his laugh broke into a million pieces and they all went skipping about. That's the beginning of fairies. They looked tremendously busy, as if they had not a moment to spare. But if you were to ask them what they were doing, they couldn't tell you in the least.
They are frightfully ignorant, and everything they do is make-believe. They have a postman, but he never calls, except on Christmas with his little box. And though they have beautiful schools, nothing is taught in them.
No, I should know how to fly. The youngest, being the chief one, is naturally elected mistress. And after they have called the roll, they all go out for a walk and don't come back.
Anyways.
Let's celebrate!
Always to be a little boy to have fun, and always to be young.
Don't worry, Peter Pan, we did it! We done it for now! You saved my life, I saved yours. Now you always owe me one, and I'll always owe you.
Oh, we did it, didn't we? I'm clever.
Peter, you're wounded. Let me mother you.
I won't cry.
You can cry to your own mother, Peter.
That hurts, Wendy. Ow.
See, you are just exactly a boy, Peter.
Oh, I'll be fine, Wendy lady.
We did it! Partners for life! Let's celebrate! Yeah, let's blind ourselves up pixie dust, roll smoke from our ears. Ooh, there's a daisy patch meets carousing!
I'm sorry, Tiger Lily, but Peter must recuperate.
I know Peter Pan! When we get hungry, I'll make the meatballs with him. And I'll have him back before the sun comes up, Miss Wendy. You can come if you want, but I assume you don't!
I most certainly do
We
not.
want to get used to adventure sooner or later, Wendy.
Perhaps the biggest adventure of all is that we are all several hours late for bed.
Then you should sleep soundly.
Very well. I'll leave your medicine for you, Peter.
Thank you, Wendy. I will take it as soon as I return. I promise you that. A boy would have to celebrate, and I would have to stay a young boy forever. Forever isn't up yet. I swear I will take my medicine as soon as I return.
Do you swear?
I swear it.
Peter, what are your exact feelings about me?
Those of a devoted son, Wendy.
I thought so.
Goodbye, Wendy lady.
You silly ass.
I've heard that enough times, so I no longer need translation. Good night. Oh, so dark. Good night, Neverland.
Hello? Hello? Peter? Wendy lady?
There you are. Why are you two in bed?
I was waiting for these have friends.
Totally sweet. I shall do it.
Have you had adventures today, Mother?
Oh, yes, but they're not for a child's ears.
Will you tell me then, please? I'll go with my bedtime story.
You're right. Even at this hour, a child should have a story.
Sorry, Wendy lady.
Shh, just lie down. There was once a gentleman.
I'd rather he'd been a lady. Poor white rat.
There was a lady also.
Oh, Mommy, you mean that there is a lady also, don't you? She's not dead, is she?
No, not in the least. The gentleman's name was Mr. Darling, and her name was Mrs. Darling. They were married, you know. And what do you think they had? Wait, no, they had a child. One day flew away.
It's an awfully good story.
She flew away to the Neverland, where us children are. Now I want you to consider the feelings of the unhappy parents with their child being flown away. Think of the empty bed.
It's awful sad. I don't see how it'll have a happy ending. I'm frightfully anxious, Mother.
If you knew how great is a mother's love, you would have no fear. See, our heroine knew that her mother, that's Mrs. Darling, would always leave the window open for her
child to fly back by. So she stayed away for years and had a lovely time.
So, did she ever go back?
Let us now take a peep into the future. Years have rolled by. The child is ever so much more than 20. She would even have a child of her own by then.
We are rewarded for supplying faith in a mother's love. So, she flew back up to her mommy and daddy, right? Right, Wendy? So, did she ever go back? Wendy? Hello? Are you there? Peter? Wendy? Is anyone there?
Poisons me. We have him now. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, really still is the night. This is the hour where children in their homes are bed. Compare them with this child, tired mother, and now arm. Split my infinitives, but 'tis my hour of triumph! I should probably make my dying speech now. Well, when I die, there might not be time for it. Oh, mortals envy me, but perhaps I should not have been so ambitious. When children play at Peter Pan, no one ever wants to be me. Oh, the strongest play Peter Pan. And they make the baby be Captain Hook. The baby! Now that is the canker that gnaws.
I'd like to be you, Captain.
Oh, they likes me. Pathetic's me, the nonconformist pirate, with a smile on his face because he thinks that they fear him.
Oh, they do.
How do I break it to him? It's me! Train the prisoner!
to drink it. Why would you spill it out?
I think we all know what's going on here, Casey does.
What's going on?
Leave us alone, Tinkerbell.
Now, Peter, there's poison in your medicine. Poison. Who could have possibly poisoned it? Here it is, see?
You're jealous.
You ass! You ass! Take Wendy wouldn't have poisoned my medicine. I will literally drink it to prove it to you.
No.
What has gotten into you, dumbbell? Wendy was only trying to help. You were there. Everything. Oh, take. You bastard! Oh, God. So it was poison, but who could have possibly poisoned it?
Look, Dick. He stole her. He poisoned you.
I gotta rescue her. Come on, Tiger Lily.
I was poisoned, Peter, and now I'm going to be dead.
Tink, you didn't drink the poison to save me? But why, Tink?
You silly ass.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Maybe if children believed in fairies.
Okay. Yes. Do you believe? Do you? Do you believe in fairies? If you believe, clap your hands! Please, if you to rescue Wendy.
Let's go save Wendy.
The moon rides high in a cloudy heaven.
I'm outside this, Captain.
Do you hear a single sound?
I do not.
Mouths that are open will stay open in the end. That is the stillness. I shall be tormented no longer. By now, Pan has met his fate. You won't get away with this. I won't stay here.
You could make her walk the plank, Capitan.
Oh, she'll come around, wrapped in a blanket of night through which no sound can penetrate. Oh man, unfathomable! This is my hour of triumph. Fame, fame, that glittering bauble. It is mine.
Is it quite good for her to be distinguished at anything?
What's distinguished?
I am the only one whom barbecue feared, and Flint feared barbecue. Is it not bad for her to think about good form? My child, you closer and closer approached the plank. Fine then. Besides, it's Pan I wanted, chiefly Pan, and I got him. It was his cockiness. It tormented me at night like an insect and made me iron claw twitch. No harm in that.
Yes, Captain. Well, Pan lived. You were lying in a cage to which a sparrow had come.
He still lives. I know it.
Oh, I bet. Listen, I am not wholly evil. Why, I love flowers and sweet music and, frankly, the idyllic nature of a scene. Why, it stirs me profoundly. It takes a lot of inspiration to do what I do.
Oh, I hate you.
Oh, no.
very well. What would your real mother say? Oh, I wouldn't know her if I passed her. You should be picking up on that by now. Might have died then.
Meadows, daffodils. What is she doing, Smee?
Thinking happy thoughts. I'm a fly.
Oh, flight, when Pandar's dead, nothing can save you now.
I'm scared. Over me this time! He lives!
You have gone too far, Captain James Hook of the Jolly Roger.
Peter Pan the Avenger. Prepare to die!
Not so fast!
I'll take this one.
Smee, we're surrounded.
I come to the lily at least and you to the last one, Captain.
But Pan, Smee! Pan! So, Pan, this is all you're doing?
It is all of my doing.
Proud and insolent youth.
Article 6. Man, shall we have a feast?
Peter Pan, who and what art thou?
Oh, I am youth! I am joy! I am the little bird that is broken out of its egg. Ah, James, thou not wholly unheard figure? Farewell. To die will be the greatest adventure!
I have you now.
Meanwhile, Mrs. Darling had no proper spirit. She had aired by his bed. She never leaves the house and always leaves the window open.
When the child flew away, Mr. Darling felt in his bones the fault was his. Of course, as we have seen, he was quite a simple man. And indeed, he may be able to be a child again. He was able to take his baldness off.
We look at her and remember the gaiety of her in the old days. All gone now because she has lost her babe. Look at her, where she has fallen asleep in her chair. Her mouth, where one used to look first, it's all withered up.
Her hand moves restlessly across her breast as though she had a pain there.
Wendy! Wendy!
Good heavens! If I had been!
Oh, George, you are as remorseful as ever, aren't you?
It is me, I did it, I, George Darling, did it, me, I lost our child. And thus they sat night after night recalling that fatal Friday, till every detail of it was stamped on their brains like the piece of a bad coinage.
If only I had not accepted that invitation to dine.
The fatal gift of humor, dearest.
My touchiness about trifles.
Empty nursery.
It had begun so uneventfully, so precisely like 100 other evenings.
Shut the door, I feel its draft.
Oh no, George. You must never ask me to shut the door. The door must stay open always. Always.
leaving? Wherever it may take us. Oh, to have a jolly Roger, Wendy!
Oh, I mean home. Perhaps Mother isn't out warning at this time. Peter, will you make the necessary arrangements?
If you wish it.
I'm not asking you to pass the nuts, Peter. I'm asking to go home. Not so much as a sorry to lose you.
You can if you wish it, Wendy.
What are you doing, Peter?
Every time you breathe in Neverland, a grown-up dies.
How dreadful. I must go home at once.
No, Wendy, you can't go.
Peter, let's chain her up and keep her prisoner.
No, she can go if she likes. Tidy Lily will guide her through nature. And then you'll know your happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts, Wendy.
Thank you, Peter.
You now know how to cross the sea.
Suppose I won't be seeing you again, Peter?
You might.
Well, you won't forget me, will you? You won't forget saving me from Captain Hook?
Who is Captain Hook?
Peter, you slain him for me!
I forget them after I kill them. Go if you're going.
Dear ones, if you come with me, I can be almost certain I can get my mother and father to adopt you. All of you.
Peter, can we go?
All right.
Hurry! Get your things, Peter!
No, I'm not going. He is.
You can find your real mother.
Perhaps she were to say I was old. And that I want to be a young boy forever.
But Peter!
No! If you find your mother, I hope you like her. No.
I stay with Peter Pan.
I do too. Now, no fuss, no blubbering. Goodbye, my Wendy lady.
Remember to change your flannels, Peter.
Are you ready, my Tiger Lily?
I am.
Then lead the way. Quentin! Close the gate. That's right, bar it. Now you and I must get away from that window, and when her mother finds out that she locked her out, she'll have to go back with me.
His chicken been in his head all the time.
Look, Wendy's mother sleeps.
Wendy? Wendy?
She's a pretty lady. Not so pretty as my mother's. Her mouth is full of kisses. Not so full of kisses as my mother's is. She cries in her sleep. I'm fond of her too. We can't both have her, lady. She won't make the best of it.
Dear night lights that protect my sleeping child. A mother's eyes, night lights.
We are steadfast.
Mother! Wendy! Father! Wendy!
No.
You can't see Neverland. Bang! The wonders of it might hurt your eyes.
The window is shut. It is shut. Her mother would leave it open.
No, Wendy.
How much time has passed?
I don't know.
Mother looks so very old.
Does that mean I can't go either?
Think of happy thoughts, Wendy. We can fly. We can do spring cleaning. We can do adventure things.
Think happy thoughts.
Yes.
Think happy thoughts.
Yes.
Yes.
Think happy thoughts.
Yes.
Yes.
Think happy thoughts.
Yes.
Dogs, kittens, animals of any kind. Ice cream. Neighborhoods, the beach. Berries. Swimming. Staying up late. Sleepovers. Mermaids. Dirty. Birthday cereal. Lots of candies. Halloween. Christmas lights. Long out the Christmas. Candy. Our last glimpse of Wendy shows her at the window. You may see her hair becoming white, and her figure little again. another in turn, and thus it will go on. So long as children are carefree and innocent and heartless, we proceed into the sky.